Final Fantasy VII, probably one of the greatest games of the late 90s. When I needed a new watch charger for my Mi Band 5, I knew what I had to make. Let's get started. Alright, so this has already been printed and primed, and I'm just going to go ahead and spray paint it with an enamel black gloss spray paint. This will be used for the chroming we're going to put on it later. With this already primed, I'm going to go ahead and spray paint it a base brown for these rocks. I'm going to be airbrushing all these just because they dry quicker. You can just paint this with a normal brush if you want. Again, I'm just using acrylic paints here, nothing special. Now I'm going in with the airbrush and I'm just going to use the cracks right here and I'm going to put in a darker black mixed with just a little bit of brown in this. And I'm using very little paint here, so I've got my PSI turned a lot down on the spray on my airbrush. I've moved recently and some of my equipment got damaged and some of my paints got lost, so I'm using stuff that I don't normally use. And I need to get a curtain for that window. Alright, so now I'm going in with the gray to do some highlights and some other shadows as well. And again, I'm not covering it completely. I'm just kind of spotting at colors like it's random in certain areas so the brown shows through, like maybe it's dirt or like a different type of rock, and I'm trying to leave the stuff, there. Okay, so here I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put a white base now for where the logo for Final Fantasy VII is going. And I'm going to put this white down a couple times, and I could have masked this out, but I chose just not to because I couldn't find my masket. And I wanted to get this done. And I'm going to go ahead and just, like I said, put multiple coats down. So here I am blow drying it because I'm impatient. You don't have to blow dry these between layers, you can just let them dry naturally. You're trying to make sure that there's no brown showing through on this one. No streaks, so make it look kind of nice and solid. I like to put one extra after I think it's good. Okay, now we're just going to dabble in some blue. And that white paint is still a little bit wet, so it's kind of mixing nicely, which is what I like. And I'm mixing a little bit of water here, so every time you see my hand go up to the left, I'm just grabbing some water for the brush. Now we're going to add a little bit of purple as well. I know this logo is not the exact logo from the game, but I kind of feel like this is more of an inspiration piece than an actual, 100% representation. Alright, now I'm just doing a quick test fit. Looks good. Now I'm spray painting this stuff called So Shiny So Chrome. Now it is kind of toxic, so I'm wearing my mask here, and it dries very quickly. You can use this kind of stuff on Mandalorian helmets and things like that. You do wipe it down almost immediately after it finishes. You put this on over a gloss enamel, and sometimes you can go ahead and put a gloss over that as well. The smoother you make this, the shinier it will be, but I kind of wanted this to be a little bit dull because I figured this weapon's seen action and maybe it's not perfect anymore. That was my thought process on this. Turned out really nice. Well, I want to thank you guys for watching. This was a really fun project. And I can now charge my Mi Band 5 whenever I get in the shower. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. If you wouldn't mind hitting that like button, all my files are down below if you want to go ahead and make one of these for yourself or remix it. Keep subscribed because I've got a lot more projects that I'm working on right now, including a Handmaid's Tale piece and possibly an apocalyptic Winnie the Pooh. Thanks for sticking around to the end. I appreciate it.